What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to another tutorial. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, and by the end of this video, I'm sure you're going to want to hit that like button. To begin the haircut, we're first going to start by parting the hair. As you can see, my client is in need of a retwist, so we're going to separate the hair that is supposed to be retwisted from the hair that's supposed to be cut. Doing this ensures that we don't accidentally cut or thin any one of his locks, because we want to make sure that he leaves with every locks that he came in with. And for today's haircut, we will be doing a drop fade / fro hog with dreads at the top. So my client likes to keep his fade dark, right? So to begin, I'm going to take the number 2 guard with the lever open, and I'm just going to debulk everything that's at the top, and that's what we're going to fade into. That's the length of hair that we're going to fade into. So when doing this particular fade, we're going to make sure that we keep everything tight. For the first guideline, we're going to start at the tip of the corner of his hairline, and then we're just going to drop it all the way to the back. And as you guys can see, it's almost like I'm giving him a neck lineup. Obviously, it's a drop fade, though, so that's how low we want to keep that first guideline. Almost like we're giving him a neck taper, as you guys can see right here. Then we're going to grab our clipper with the lever open, going up only ½ an inch. Remember, we want to keep this fade tight because he does like that dark aesthetic at the top of his fade. Moving on to the number 1 guard, we're going to do exactly the same thing we did with the lever open. Just going up ½ an inch, keeping it tight, and just following the shape of the guideline from that very first guideline we put in there. Also, make sure to go over the same spot to ensure evenness and the smoothness of the fade. After putting both guidelines in there, there's now a middle line that we have to attack using our 0.5 guard with the lever halfway. I like to use the corner of my blades to just attack this line and watch that line fade away. Moving on, now remember, we're keeping this fade dark, so we're going to grab our 1½ guard with the lever open, and we're just going to attack that dark line that you see. We're just going to flick at it using the corner of our blades. Don't go too far up into the fade, because remember, that area at the top, we're going to keep that the same length that we debulked it with the number 2 guard. So we're just going to lighten up that line that we'll see with using the 1½ guard. Doing it this way is going to help us create a smooth transition from the dark bulk at the top into the light fade at the bottom. So just use the corner of your blades and take your time and don't dig too deep. To finish off the transition, I grabbed the number 1 guard with the lever open and just flick at that line using the corner of my blades that you see that was left behind after using the 1½ guard. Just remember to use the corner of the blades because that will make the transition and the fade a lot smoother. Now, in order to take out that bottom guideline that we made, we're going to open and close the lever using no guard. As you move up on the fade, we're going to open the lever, and as you move down, we're going to close it all the way until you see that line disappear. Remember, using the corner of the blades.
I feel make your mind Girl, I love you, plus I never make you minus. If I let you smoke it, you gon' lose my lighter. If you paranoid, then I'ma spend the night. Girl, I love you every day. Diamond dance with you, the money I go pay. For your love, I go pay.
gonna do some cleanup work using the number 2 guard, attacking that dark area at the top. We're just gonna do this to smoothen it out and make it a better transition. And remember to pull the locks out the way with one finger so you don't accidentally catch any one of the locks in the tooth of the clipper and accidentally thin or cut any one of the locks off.
Show you many things you can utilize, oh. If I say I love you, then I'll tell you like so. Show you everything when I deny, oh. You that make you utilize, oh. Girl, when we talk, the way go revive, oh. Give you many things we could make you dance, oh. Girl, make you back up to the standing mic.
To begin fading the beard, we're gonna put our first guideline in right after almost the top of his ear. Moving on, we're gonna grab our clipper with the lever open, going down almost about 3/4 of an inch. And remember to just keep the comb in the other hand so you can see what you're doing much better. And just don't be afraid to go over the same spot a couple of times to ensure evenness. Moving on, we're gonna grab the number 1 guard, going up about 3/4 of an inch as well. And to take out that middle line that we created, we're going to use the 0.5 guard with the lever halfway using the corner of our blades. And we're just going to attack that line. Moving back to that very first guideline that we made, we're going to take it out using the levers halfway enclosed, just going up on the fade. And as you go up on the fade this time, that's when you close the lever. To finish off the beard, we're gonna fade that bulk that we see into the lightness of the fade that we just created using our 1.5 guard with the lever open. We're just gonna go down about 1 inch and just flick up, and then we're gonna close it halfway and move up on the beard a little bit more just to finish that transition. When it comes to lining up the beard, I like to first hit it with the trimmer just to give me a generalization of where I want that natural line to be. I feel like with the razor, I'm able to fine tune it and hit the specific hairs that I need gone off the beard just to give me that crispy, natural lining. So I've been working with this client for a while now, and he's growing out his front taper because his front taper was previously way too big. So he's gonna grow it out so he can attach the new growth into his locks and give him a smaller taper. So right now I'm just separating it, separating the new growth from what needs to be cut. And which is a front taper isn't supposed to be bigger than 1 inch, 1.5 inches at most. So we're just gonna grab about 1 inch of his hair and just separate it and give me that front taper that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna use the number 2 guard to debulk the front taper because that's the same guard I used when I first started the haircut to debulk and give me that dark aesthetic that I'm looking for around the fade. And since the lineup is towards the top of the fade, we want to make sure that whole area around the head, or even including the front, is the same length because we like to keep everything consistent. And then I grab my trimmers and I give him the most crispiest natural lineup I can right before I go behind it with enhancements. Remember guys, I say this in all my videos. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enhancements until you make it a problem. Enhancements are not to cover up mistakes. Enhancements are to enhance that natural line that you already done put in there. Enhancements should always be a want and never a need to make your haircut look good. So I will always advise, especially if you're new to this barbering career, always perfect your natural lineup first, because if enhancements never existed, you still want your client to have the best lineup possible.
Temperature rise. If you leave me, I will die. I swear, you are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be your loving thing,
You guys can always let me know you enjoyed this tutorial by giving this video a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. I hope you guys learned something in today's new video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned.
Don't tell me no, no, no. You could be my partner, never riding solo, no. And we can do I'm low key, no need to party, oh. I'm feeling what you're doing, oh yeah, baby, carry go, carry go. Oh yeah, your body never can shit.